Charlotte just became the city that added more people than anywhere else in America. You may hear the housing market is crashing. You may hear it is still running hot. Truth is, this place is about to change forever, and both of these ideas are missing what's really happening. I've been selling real estate here for over 12 years now, and this is unlike any cycle I have seen. You know what? The Charlotte market is finally showing the truth. The doom takes and crash predictions miss what's happening on the ground. Inventory is up, homes are sitting longer, and buyers have more choices. Besides that, sellers who think they're still operating like it's 2022 are finding out the hard way that the rules have changed. A better word for this is rebalancing. First things first, let me give you a quick guide on how to read inventory numbers. A market with under 4 months of supply tends to favor sellers. That means fewer choices, faster sales, and more buyers going after the same homes. Around 5 to 6 months is a closer balanced market where neither side has a strong edge. Above 6 months of inventory is where buyers start to get real leverage. Right now, the region is only sitting about 3 months of supply. Mecklenburg County is even tighter. The core is still leaning towards sellers. But in the outer counties like Cabarrus, Iredell, and parts of Union County, you're getting closer to 4 months and beyond of inventory. That puts those areas much closer to a balanced ground. Active listings are up sharply from the time last year, and Charlotte is gaining inventory at about 3 times the national pace. So, no, the market didn't flip overnight, but it did shift. And the buyers and sellers who understand that are the ones coming out ahead. The forward-looking number is this. More than 4,700 homes went under contract across the region in March alone, up nearly 10% from the same time last year. Pending sales also jumped from February. In simple words, the spring market is moving. That's what a more honest market looks like. Buyers have more room to breathe, and sellers have to bring their best game. After 2021 and 2022, that's not a bad thing for anyone. But while the market is shifting, the city itself is moving in its own way. Before we get into that, this is the point where people tend to reach out to me because this is where buyers and sellers start wondering where they stand. If that's you, my contact information is in the description below. Reach out. All right, let's keep going. Drive through South End and count the cranes. Towers that were only renderings a year ago are going up right now, and that's just one part of the city. Billions of dollars in development are under construction, changing which parts of town are about to become much more relevant. If you're buying within the next 5 to 10 years, keep this in mind. This may tell you more than any market stat I could give you. South End has become a full lifestyle area. It's walkable, connected to transit, and still growing. The stretch between Uptown and the Blue Line stations have spent the last decade filling in with apartments, offices, breweries, and restaurants. Now, that growth is pushing north. At Moorhead and Tryon, right between Uptown and South End, Queensbridge Collective is already being built. The first residential tower has recently finished construction. Work has started on the second tower, a 43-story building with a large office block and hundreds of luxury apartments. That's one that's targeted for 2028. Moore and Van Allen and Ernst & Young EV are already confirmed tenants. Then you have the Iron District. This is a 55-acre redevelopment of the old Charlotte Pipe and Foundry site along West Moorhead, right near Uptown, South End, and Bank America Stadium. At full build-out, the plan includes millions of square feet of mixed-use development with room for homes, retail, offices, and even a hotel. Phase 1 is underway now with Trammell Crow, and space has already been set aside for a future Silver Line light rail stop. These projects are starting to build on one another, and we'll come back to why that's important later. Stay with me. Also, a new light rail station is under construction in South End between Remount Road and Tremont Avenue. Construction began in April, and crews are already working on the tracks. The Blue Line has been single tracking at certain points during the project, and the new station is set to open up in 2028. On the west side, the River District opened its doors last September. This is a 1,200-acre master planned community near the Catawba River, close to the airport, with thousands of homes, green space trails, and a riverfront park planned at full build-out. Multiple builders are selling there now. The first apartment residents moved in early this year, and the first commercial retail site has already closed. And if we're talking about the west side, we have to talk about the airport. A fourth parallel runway is under construction, and it's the only one being built anywhere in the United States currently. The target completion is the fall of 2027. Once it's finished, the new runway is expected to move flights in and out about 20-25% faster. And the terminal lobby expansion is already done. So if you've flown through here lately, you've probably seen that change yourself. So Charlotte is building the bones of a bigger, more connected city. And while that has been going on, something else has been changing in the suburbs. It hasn't gotten as much attention, but it affects what buyers can get now currently. Builders in Charlotte suburbs may not be cutting prices, but they're making deals happen. And that difference can change what a buyer can afford. In outer markets like Huntersville, Fort Mill, Concord, and Mint Hill, builders are competing for buyers in ways they weren't a year or so ago. They're offering rate buydowns, closing costs, credits, design upgrade packages, and discounts on spec inventory. These are homes that are already built or almost done and still sitting on the builder's books. The reason they do it this way is worth knowing. Mortgage rates have been sitting in the mid to upper 6% range for a while now. If a builder cuts the sticker price, that can affect appraisals and the sales data across the entire community. So instead, builders use financing incentives to lower your monthly payments without changing the headline price. The comps stay protected and your payment gets better. In practice, that can mean 2-to-1 buydowns where the rate is lower for the first 2 years before going back to market rate in year 3. It can also mean permanent buydowns completely, where the builder pays points up front to lower the rate for the life of the entire loan. You may also see closing cost credits, free appliance packages, or design center upgrades on inventory homes. Some programs I've seen lately have been strong, with rates well below market in year 1 on quick move-in homes. Keep this in mind when we talk about the market split in a bit. The buyers most affected by these incentives are shopping in price band where the split is strongest. Those two things are truly connected. Now, this is where some buyers get into trouble. A 2-1 buydown can make year 1 feel like much easier payment, but after that, it resets to the full rate. So ask yourself one question before getting excited about the teaser. Can I afford this house at the note rate? If the answer is yes, the buy down is a bonus. If the answer is no, it's a delay, not a solution. Always calculate the full cost, not just the teaser savings. For resale sellers in the same outer markets, this is a competition you're up against. A buyer comparing your home to a new construction option with a rate buy down and upgraded finishes is running the numbers. If you're priced right and the house shows well, you can compete. If you're overpriced or the house needs work, the builder has the edge. Now, I want to explain something, but first, let me give you a scenario so you can see what I mean. 2 buyers. One is shopping under $450,000 in a well-located Mecklenburg neighborhood. The other is shopping in the $700,000 range in an outer suburb. Same city, same market, 2 very different experiences. The Charlotte right now. Several markets are moving at different speeds, and treating them all the same can get expensive fast. Homes priced under $450,000 are still moving pretty quickly in good locations. Multiple offers still happen on homes that are priced well in this range. The tightest inventory in the whole region is still that entry-level tier. Buyers here don't have much room to sit back and wait. Move up into the $600,000 price to $800,000 price range, and the feel changes. Buyers in this price band have gained more room over the last year. Inventory is higher and homes are sitting longer. And the monthly payment matters even more here because stretching to $700,000 price point at today's rates feels very different from what it did when rates were about half of what they are currently. Above $800,000 price point, buyers have real options. Inventory has built up, price cuts are more common, and sellers need to price the homes honestly. The big exception is waterfront Lake Norman, where limited supply keeps the part of this market holding value. Inside those price bands, there's another split that doesn't get enough attention, and it's between single-family homes and townhomes. While single-family homes are still holding up better on price, townhomes and condos prices have started to dip. On top of that, townhome inventory has jumped. A few things are driving that. HOA fees add real money to monthly payments. Around here, that can run $200 to $400 or more per month. At today's rate, every dollar counts to buyers watching their payments. Another thing is the apartment feeling some buyers get with townhomes. They see shared walls, HOA rules, and less outdoor space, and they feel like they're not that far from renting. That feeling is a big deal. Investors are also sitting back more because the numbers on townhomes are harder to make work currently. At the same time, single-family homes are getting the benefits of that same mindset. There's something about having your own property, a real yard, no shared walls, and nobody above or below you. For many buyers, that's still the goal. So if you're selling in one part of this split market and buying in another, you may give up leverage on one side and gain it back on the other. The biggest mistake I see is treating the sale and the purchase as separate problems. In this market, they're part of the same move, and timing counts much more than guessing where prices go next. That brings us to the question this whole video has been building towards. When people click a title that says Charlotte is about to change forever, they may expect a crash warning, but I want to give you something more useful, the real answer. 3 long-term changes are already underway. These won't play out in 1 quarter or even 1 year, but they will shape the market for the next decade in ways that go well beyond today's listings. The first is infrastructure. We covered the South End construction, the new transit station, the River District, and the airport expansion earlier. But the piece that ties it together is what's coming next. The Red Line commuter rail connecting Uptown North through Huntersville, Cornelius, and Davidson towards Lake Norman. Just received new funding. The plan is to move it towards 30% design completion by the end of this year. Charlotte passed that rail corridor outright. City Council voted unanimously to move it forward. In Huntersville, an $80 million mixed-use development called Station South was already approved near a proposed Red Line station stop. The Red Line isn't opening next year, but the corridor is owned and the money is moving. Cities that get infrastructure right tend to build long-term value, and Charlotte is putting that commitment into concrete. The second shift is population growth. We touched on the city's growth in the opening, but here's the full context. The metro has crossed 2.9 million people. More than 150 people per day are net migrating into the region. And a big part of that growth is domestic migration, meaning people are leaving higher cost metros and choosing Charlotte. The job market is growing right along with it. Charlotte ranked number 2 in the nation for total job growth last year. You can see that growth in job announcements also. Capital Group is bringing hundreds of high-paying jobs to Uptown. Citigroup opened a major office in Ballantyne. On top of that, for the second year in a row, Charlotte also ranked as number 2 in the country for corporate headquarters. Employment growth at that scale creates sustained housing demand, the kind that doesn't disappear every time interest rates move. The third shift is data transparency, and this is the one that changes buyers' behaviors for good. Whether the market moves up, down, or sideways during the pandemic rush, homes sold in matters of days. Bidding wars were normal, waiving inspections became common. Buyers were making fast decisions with almost no time and very little information. That market moved like a sprint. Today, buyers have time and they're using it wisely. They're tracking days on market before making an offer, comparing builder incentives against resale homes side by side, and running full payment numbers before they even schedule a showing. A home that's been sitting for 5 or 6 weeks gets flagged as an opportunity to negotiate. Sellers who priced based on old comps are finding out that buyers already know the current market because they've done their research. That is the change that sticks. Inventory numbers and rates will shift again, and buyer behavior won't go back to where it was. If you're selling, price correctly from day one. A price cut after 45 days can cost you more in the final sale than getting the number right from the start. Also, make sure to invest in the presentation. The buyers walking through your door now are more selected than they've been in years, and they've done their homework before they arrive. If you're buying, Charlotte's population growth and infrastructure investments are real. A 5 to 10 year mindset helps you tune out the noise of just one quarter. And you have more time and leverage to make a smart decision than buyers have had in a long time. The direction of the city is clear. The question is whether you're set up to move with it. What makes this movement unusual is that the market is getting back to normal while the city is changing in a major way. That kind of combination doesn't come around often. If you're trying to figure out your timing before the spring window closes, shoot me an email at mark@allbrick.com today. Tell me whether you're in the process and what you are working with. I can help you build a plan for your situation. And the video I've linked here goes deeper into what could happen to Charlotte's values between now and 2030. That shows you where the opportunity may be before more people catch on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.